OMG, Chae Soo-Bin totally bosses Yeon-Seok around like a wife, and he loves it. Hello from Yahoo Japan News, a warm and slightly mischievous hello. If you love cozy celebrity sleuthing, silly romantic speculation, and those tiny everyday moments that could be straight out of a rom-com, please show our YouTube channel some love and subscribe. This article accompanies our latest video, which includes several long transcriptions taken from an image file submitted to us. Those passages are shown in full in the video. Important reminder: parts of the video are inference-based and unverified. We're sharing the material so fans can enjoy the clues and form their own happy theories. If you've ever watched a couple and thought, yep, that's a married couple right there, allow us to present Exhibit A. A perfectly ordinary shopping trip that looked suspiciously like an affectionate domestic takeover. The setting: a tree-planting reality show segment that required a pit stop at the garden center. The cast: Yeon-Seok, who reportedly came prepared with designs and plans, and Chae Soo-Bin, who, in the most charmingly efficient way possible, gently commandeered the operation. Picture it: trolleys, potting soil, saplings lined like little green suspects, and the kind of fluorescent light that makes everyone look slightly angelic. Yu strolls in, chest puffed with producer energy, and announces, or so the transcription in the image file says, "I've designed this, prepared everything. We'll buy this, and that, and blah blah." It's the confident flourish of someone used to calling the shots on a set. Cue the cinematic drumroll, and then Chae Soo-Bin proceeds to pick things exactly the way she wants. Here's where the scene dissolves into pure rom-com bliss. Instead of a power struggle, what follows reads like mutual comedic choreography. She points, she inspects, she chooses the plants with the air of someone selecting the noble houseplants of their future. Yu, who had clearly rehearsed his list of purchases, meets each new selection with an immediate, slightly amused compliance. "Yes, sure, whatever you want," he seems to be saying with his eyes. In other words, plan A gets lovingly replaced by plan, whatever Soo-Bin likes. Wives often have this delightful habit of quietly taking the reins when it comes to everyday choices. The pattern scene we described, the one at the garden center, as a perfect little example. They'll inspect, point, and pick with the kind of calm conviction that turns a list of options into a single, obvious choice. It isn't about bossiness so much as a confident taste. They know what they like, and they make the moment simple and decisive. For both people, husbands, in turn, frequently answer that decisiveness with amused, affectionate agreement, the "sure, whatever you want" energy that reads less like surrender and more like caring cooperation. Those tiny domestic trades: you plan, she chooses, you carry, she arranges, create a rhythm of mutual trust. One partner's plans the map, the other chooses the route. In the end, these small, repetitive habits, the candid photos, the respectful deference, the shared jokes, are what make partnerships feel like a cozy, functioning team. Let's be honest, many couples have entire dialects based on this very rhythm. The partner who plans the picnic ends up carrying the blanket, while the other picks the exact pattern. One person creates spreadsheets of options, the other circles that one with a decisive finger. Here, Yu plays the part of the enthusiastic co-pilot who brought the map. Chae is the pilot who actually knows the best scenic route. There's a kind of teamwork in surrender that reads, in the most flattering way, like domestic affection. The image file transcription included in our video captures a delicious micro moment. Yu's prepped-up declaration, followed by Chae's calm, unbothered choosing. Then Yu's visible acceptance. If you're the type who swoons at considerate concessions, this is the scene that will pencil hearts in the margins of your brain. It is also, for the analytically inclined, a textbook demonstration of how public behavior and private dynamics can look eerily like married life in miniature. Fans who remember Yu's on-screen antics in past dramas might grin and recall scenes where he's the one instructing someone how to jump rope, or directing a beat precisely, yet not always being the final decider of how that beat should land. Off camera, or in this candid shopping tableau, The pattern flips charmingly. The director is content to let the lead actor pick the choreography. It's the same person who can command a scene, but will, in real life, defer to someone they trust when faced with a choice between a fern and a ficus. There's a comedy goldmine in that. Imagine the director's internal monologue. We'll need 3 bags of potting soil and a rustic planter, met with the domestic reality of, no, we'll get the cute terracotta one and a trailing pothos. The result is not friction so much as soft choreography, the kind you see in long partnerships when small decisions are less about control and more about making the other person smile. Now, for the part that delights gossip columns and warms fans at once. This gentle pattern of suggestion and consent can be read as the emotional shorthand of a pair who are very comfortable together. The combination of Yu's readiness to plan and Chae's decisive preference creates a scene that looks, to everyone waiting with popcorn, like a cozy domestic script in motion. It's exactly the kind of scene that turns casual observers into hopeful romantics. And it's why fans love to stitch moments like this into the tapestry of, are they? Speculation. A responsible note worth repeating. The video includes the transcribed passages from the image file that show these moments. But the material remains interpretive and unverified. We report the charming choreography and the delightful micro moments because they make for such wholesome storytelling, not as definitive proof of anything beyond a very pleasant on-camera interaction. If you want the full experience, the exact words, the pauses, the little hesitations, watch our video on, where we've included the long transcriptions taken from the image file so you can judge the cadence for yourself. Pause on the frames where Yu gestures. Rewind the second where Chae picks a plant. And see if your heart doesn't do that silly flip reserved for rom-com finales. In the end, whether this is the behavior of close friends, affectionate colleagues, or 2 people who share something quietly deeper, the scene is undeniably sweet. It's a reminder that romance sometimes looks less like grand declarations and more like, sure, get the one she likes. And in that little yielding, in the willingness to be led by the person whose opinion matters most, you get a perfect, tiny love story. Wife always wins vibes, heart-meltingly executed. If this made you smile even a little, please subscribe to, like our video, and ring the bell. We'll keep bringing you the little moments that make fandom swoon and the internet dreamily speculative. So if Yeon-Seok and Chae Soo-Bin really are in love beyond the cameras, and all these sweet, telltale gestures are what we think they are, then come on, you too. Don't keep the world guessing forever. Let your fans in on the secret and make it official already, because we're all more than ready to celebrate your love story out loud. With playful charm, shared trolleys, and the occasional decisive fern team.